Howdy, folks. Wanted to introduce you to little Al here. And, excuse me, work on our second video here. I've I recorded a video offline earlier, and it was pretty cool. It was just a run through of my little place and trying to familiarize myself with how to make things work and do a little narration along the way, and probably screwed things all up and sounded like a complete total fool, but I don't give two cares. Um, one of the other reasons that I thought this would be kind of fun to do too is kind of give my posterity a little something to kind of look under the hood of somebody they probably don't know too well, and that's all right. I mean, that's all good. I know how much they love me. I feel it. I'm good with it. So anyway, last time when we were talking, we're talking about the transition here to being completely off grid and opted out, and touched on different subjects about where we're at with the whole government and the one world order and the World Health Organizations. I mean, I just on and on and on and on and on and on. Yada, yada. So it's going to be amazing that how God's just going to take and sweep through and clean this crap out so fast. And it'll be done through the people, which is, man, dude, so cool. Because the pride of ownership. They talk all this bullshit about you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Well, that's bullshit, because I never met anybody that appreciated something that they didn't work for. They were, if they'd take advantage of it, and they'd waste it, and you know, wouldn't take care of it, beat the hell out of it, whatever. And not to say I beat the hell out of the stuff I earn, but that's what it's for. But I appreciate it. I'm happy I have it. And when there's things that I don't abuse, that I don't work too hard. I kind of baby them, and they're my babies, whatever. But the pride of ownership, something that you earned with your own two hands, or your ability to create something that gained and gleaned you enough money to be able to purchase it. And if you value your time, value your perspective, and hopefully it doesn't come so easy that you don't appreciate it. Because I know the way things are moving, that's out there as well. But so anyway, I want to talk a little bit more about the networking part of it, which is one of the reasons that I started this channel. And I want to start with the reach out to Bahizzi, especially because he's in my home state, and along with with Dave Jose. And Dave Jose, I talk to him on Telegram all the time, and I'll get through this whole hum ha in ha thing. I'll get that out. I'll work on it. You watch. I'll get more articulate as we go. But the networking side of this thing, I see being absolutely amazing, because being able to put together a letter of intent, and the I'm not saying the right word for it, but the affidavit and the notice, excuse me, the notice. You know, putting together the notice for these people, and the affidavits to back them up, to make the changes that we request. You know, speaking what's on your mind, telling people as their boss what to do is pretty easy if you're the sole proprietor or you're the main boss, and you're the only one, or there are just a couple of you. When you're talking about uh, billions of people being the boss and responsible for making sure the systems that they've put together work for everybody, is entirely another thing completely. And you're not going to get it perfect, obviously. But the next step of all these, given all these people notice and holding their feet to the fire and making the changes in our government that we desire and all that. And like I said before, I've had an amazing life. I'm good. I'm lucky. If I died tomorrow because they came tomorrow and tried to take my place away from me, and they tried to do the stupid shit to me that they've done to other people, and I perish in the process, well, I'll feel like I lived a pretty good life. I don't want that to happen. Obviously, what I would prefer to have happen is the people that were trying to educate on how they're to take care of our business learn and stop doing the misdeeds and that they do, because one way or the other they're gonna quit doing it. And especially for a guy like me, I don't need them. I'm not going to give them anything. I don't expect anything from them. So for me, it's a little bit different than for a lot of people, because I don't need them. I don't need anything from them. I could live off the land. I don't need them. And honestly, I don't really want them. The only thing they've ever given me is a bunch of crap. So, but unfortunately, I have kids and posterity and other people in this world that I love. And, as a thank you to all the people out there that work so damn hard to put the word out and tell people the truth and open doors and educate and love and, reach out to so many people and and try to show them the love of knowledge, through the love of knowledge, the love that they have. Let me see if I can't get a better angle on old Hoot Owl there. So anyway, as I try to connect with Behizzy and CanCon and Dave Jose, and hopefully they'll see some value in what I bring to the table. And as this network gets put together, one of the main reasons that I wanted to do it on the networking side of it is so that we can create, just call it the, how on Populist Revolt you can click on, you want to send a letter to 100 different people in the legislation, Senate, House, all that. You could do it like that, right? But on the other side of that thing, we don't have a list of people that, say, for example, we put out a notification or notice that says, okay, you need to do yada yada, like down in Arizona, telling everybody that we want the kinematic artifact uh, audits of these ballots. And you know we're all aware of exactly where we're at with that, so I won't get into detail with that. But wouldn't it be nice if you know we ran, like, for example, I put together a notice for my county. It'd be really cool. Send it over to Dave. Say, Dave, I want to work on this right now. What are your thoughts? Guide me in the right direction. And him say, look, good dude, go for it. You're on the right track. And with his blessing, or however we want to set it up, I don't really care. What I'm looking for, what I'd like to see happen, is an email bank, for lack of better ways of putting it, an email bank of people that are like-minded, that stand behind the bill. Send that video, that affidavit, that notice to all these people. If they support it, forward it. You know what I mean? And then that allows exponentially faster and larger quantity of people to get on board to change things. Because, like, in Colorado, man, dude, I talk to my commissioners. I'm in a little tiny town. I talk to my commissioners and I talk to some of their friends, and it's like pulling a 1960s land yacht with a rope. It's just brutal. You can't get anything done with these people. They're Anyway, at least not in the way that that even with what's going on in Arizona with these audits and stuff, I'm grateful that we're getting to that place. But it seems to me like, holy crap, it takes so long to make a common sense decision that that's got to change. That's got to change. I mean, nothing moves slower than the wheels of government. And when I was a kid, I learned a little saying. Said, if the opposite of pro is con, then the opposite of progress must be Congress. And even though I wasn't political, I always remembered that. And one word I always remember is anti-dysentery establishmentarianism. I never knew what that meant my whole life. I just looked it up recently because I never really cared before. And that's like kind of what we're going through, totalitarianism right now, you know. So anyway, um, that's just a proposal that I had for the boys. I'll be uploading another video of the inside tour. I may wait to publish that one for a while because I want to put a couple other videos together of what I bring to the table. What what are some of the things that the networking can learn from me? My contribution, maybe. Um, I really want to see this whole area is just ripe for the picking. They're the smart, good, honest, hardworking people. Even if you're really not that hardworking like me, if you just really want to live a wholesome, loving, fulfilling life, it's here. It's up here. I mean, all these lots are all broken into 5 acre pieces. There's 64 of them on just my lot, just on my road, and there's one other one other person besides me on it. He'll only be here in the wintertime. And so out of those 64 lots, that's just one road. Man, there's way more. And you overlook a lake, dude. I mean, it's stunning. 5 minutes in any direction, and you're in postcard beauty. And what I'm doing is I would like to invite people that people that are into to the whole holistic horticulture mentality of minimalism, um, no pharmaceuticals, living off what you eat, um, just building a wholesome life that man is just off grid. Create your own electricity, create your own food, create your own energy. It's not that difficult. I mean, you work 100 hours or you work 40 hours a week to make enough money so that when you walk over to the wall and you flip on that switch, the light comes on, right? A lot of people don't even know how that get there. How's that happen? You flip that switch off and nothing happens. How many of you know what to do? I hope it's a lot of you. But in this atmosphere up here, you would know, and you wouldn't have to have somebody else supplying you what you need. You create it, and it's kind of like that whole thing with the Keystone Pipeline and the fact that we were energy self sufficient for the first time ever, and that we were a net exporter. Man, man, see that's what took the downhill part of my life away. When they stopped the Keystone Pipeline in Obama's administration, right? And I did all the reclamation on them, on the laterals that went to it, right? I was working my way up to that, and I made good money, man. I won't lie to you. I made some good money, but I spent it all. I spent it all taking care of the people that didn't want to work, that didn't know what they were doing, fixing their mistakes, and that's all part of the gig. That's fine. But then to to have somebody be able to do what Biden just did with a pen and Obama did before with a pen, and man, it's frustrating to say the least. We'll get it back. I'm not worried about that. In the long in the long game, we're going to be fine. With people like that are coming out right now and allowing us to learn the steps that we need to take to open businesses without being plagiarized and not plagiarized, but being uh, extorted from, and them stealing all of our profit and giving them to other countries. For example, do you know that out of the taxes we pay, 40% goes to the UN and 60% goes to the Vatican, man? I don't piss you off nothing, well. Think about it, man. Think about it. It just is time that this ignorance stops. And I'm not a smart man about government. I don't know how all that crap works. But I do know that Social Security at one time had so much money in it that they started stealing it off to pay for all these other things. They still are. And imagine all of the people that are wealthy and know how to make money have told us through all years, Earl Nightingale and Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, and on and on and on. All the thinkers of our time tell us, you just invest, put a little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, hold on to it, do the right things with it, invest it here, invest it there. Well, we're investing in our country. We're investing in our government. We were investing in their retirement so that when we were old enough that we decided it was time for us to opt out of the rat race of careers, that we'd have a little nest egg, we'd have a little money. We could we could live life, go travel around a little bit, whatever. And you know what? If you rotten sons of bitches hadn't stole that money from our parents, hadn't stole it from our grandparents, they'd be millionaires. They'd have more money than they needed, and everybody would have health care. And you sons of bitches stole it. We're pretty pissed off about that, and we're coming to get it back. You know, the birth certificate is by Bloomberg is told to be worth the because I googled what's the value of the human life according to the corporation, is how I googled it, and Bloomberg says it's $10 million. So okay, it's $10 million, and how long they been doing it? Since what was it? 1933? Holy crap! 87 years, 88 years. 88 years of stealing that kind of money from people. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. We're going to get it back. We're going to get it back. And it's going to be given to the people. Think about it. If our lives were $10 million to a corporation, so that went into this bank, this central banking system, well, by God, when it starts to fall, each one of y'all, you've been worth. They say you're worth $10 million. Well, okay, buddy, ante up, ante up. Those that are still living, all that money that you took from the people that before us, like my grandma, dying penniless, broke, lost her oil well, lost her gas well, lost her 10 acres, lost her primary home, lost her rental home that she worked. My grandpa made $67 a month, you assholes. You sons of bitches, stealing those just because they got sick, and just because you extorted all the money away from them so they couldn't afford to take care of themselves in their final days, and feeding them pharmaceuticals along the way. You know, I'm a loving, caring person, but I've had enough. I've had enough of the way you people treat our people. You're done. You're done. we're getting it back. And we're going to do it peacefully, but we're going to do it matter of fact. The demands that we're going to make are going to be met. And we're not going to let you extort any more money from us. Like I told you in the last video, I don't pay taxes. It's not that I'm not willing to. But instead of calling them taxes, I'm going to call them tithings because it's going to be 10% of what I glean. And that's 10% of what I make, I decide where it goes. Just like everybody else should. Think about it. Think about what that means. Because I like cars and roads and, whatever. That's where mine would go. That's where I would dictate that that my my $10 million or whatever amount that I put to it, the 10% that I put back would be $1 million. Think about that. Bam. 325 million people putting in $1 million a piece. How much money is that? Do that addition. And that's what you start your government with. Maybe that's not a bad idea, man. That's not a bad idea at all. Or start the reform. Well, whatever. But the bottom line is, you know, where I came from is somebody stole something from you, you'd go get it back from them. Punch them in the face. Break their finger. Whatever. These people need to give our money back. Give it back. Give it back to these people that have worked their asses off. And I don't know what the end result is of all of this because I've never needed anybody to run my life for me because my parents did a great job of teaching me how to live a life and being the examples that they were of how to live life properly. So I don't know what the end result is. I just know that excuse me, I just quit smoking recently. My lungs are clearing out. So I don't know what the end result would look like other than in my dreams. It's the harmony of watching little kids run around and say there's 20 of us have 5 acres apiece. That's 100 acres. Got 100 acres, and some of them are doing chickens. Some of them are doing little hogs. Some of them are growing weed. Some of them are growing herbs. So, and some place things are duplicated. Whatever. When there's a community garden, think about it. I'd donate some of my property to. In fact, I'm gonna build it anyway, and they will come. Put together an outdoor garden. I'm not very good at that kind of thing because I like to play with wrenches and stuff. Nail guns, screw guns, all that, because I'm in building mode. But once all that's done, I want to get my fingers in there and start growing the crops. And then the rot of the crop is what I'm going to create even more fuel with. So this whole system is pretty cool. And you think about bringing a whole group of people that just got their reformations or restitution, whatever you want to call it, big old chunk of money all at one time. But they want to live off grid. They're rich now. They got money. But I know there's people like this out there, and that's the kind of person I am. Because that money's not for me. I'd give it away. I don't care. Fix all my trucks up and do a few things and give the rest away. Let somebody do with that more. Let me build what I want and I'll do fine. So but you think about that kind of money going back into the economy and the man, pretty exciting. I don't know where all this kind of stuff is headed, man. I really don't. I just pray to God that as we will learn how to take our country back, that we reunite, get back to simple basics. Get your hands dirty, man. Get calluses on your hands. Get out there and dig in the dirt. Build something, and then work it. Work your little piece of property. Get back to nature. You know, a lot of people did during COVID, and I think a lot of people liked it. There's there's a lot of amazing things have happened since COVID started, man. If you look around and look at the bright side of things, look at the beauty of it, and the the amount that has been discovered in such a short amount of time. And it's kind of funny, the sword that takes the evil ones out, it's a double-edged sword for them, because this massive internet that they use to control people, and then it kind of backfired on them because the people figured out how to use it to connect with each other and gain knowledge and go worldwide with a message of love, peace, hope, and understanding. Yeah, yeah, well, looks like they didn't play that one out very well, but I know it's not over. I know there's a pretty good battle coming, and that's okay. That's okay because at the end of the day, when the light the light returns and people are loving each other and holding each other and sitting around the dinner table and just being a family, loving each other, not having to work so hard and be so focused on a mortgage and payments but that goes back again to the morality of things too. Let go of your greed. Let go of your pride. Who gives a flying flip flap flarter flark if if you drive the nicest vehicle in town? Who cares? If it gets you from A to Z, that's where you want to be. And if it's all that, I don't understand the whole keeping up with the Joneses status quo. I never got that. Maybe that's why I don't understand. I don't understand why people want to control each other. Why anybody would want to control another human being, man. I don't want to control nobody. I just want to be free. I just want to create. I just want to grow and learn and love and laugh. Have a fun time. Drive too fast. Sing stupid songs at the top of my lungs. Out where if they hear me, they don't care. You know. Yeah, well, I live it. I live it right now. So you know, I just want to invite more people to this lifestyle. You know, the way I have it set up right now, just with what I've got right now, I could comfortably house three people if they were people of any kind of tenacity or any kind of worth their salt at all. So teamwork makes the dream work, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to build it. I'm just going to keep working at it. And as you see these videos and where they're at, one of my friends told me, who was kind of out of my life for a little over a year. Um, he comes back and he goes, "Damn, you have gotten a lot done." I felt like I didn't get nothing done, being lazy and not doing what I want to do. But he kind of reminded me. I look around and where it was when I first started and where it is now. It's kind of cool, and not that it's anywhere special, but there's some bones in place. There's some structure that it's got a good start going. And that feels pretty good to be there. Can't wait till I can start actually operating things instead of building things. So we'll get there. We'll get there, little at a time. And as more and more people come up here, and they bring more and more skills, more and more capabilities, and we 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 can create our own commerce. We don't need the government to create jobs for us. We know how to do it. We've been doing it a lot longer than they have, and a lot better. Lots better. We create jobs, we create opportunities, we create visions, and then they steal it from us. Well, okay, whatever. Not going to keep happening forever. Especially when all is revealed and we get to see all of the squelch technology that should have been ours the whole time, that we should have been able to play with, we should have been able to utilize to benefits. There shouldn't be all these damn wires everywhere. Tesla had it figured out, man. That's why I'm glad I live where I do. So anyway, I'm gonna shut this one off at 30 minutes. It's got about 6 seconds left. Um, so this one I love you guys. See ya.